Pam Ellis, you're the proprietor here at The Secret Ingredients, and this is Julie. You've been able to work with her for a while and to help her out with her organization.
We've loved it.
Well, the organization means a lot to me, and it's I met a lady that they all inspire me because just like you, just what it's Just for Success stands for, and the whole meaning behind it all, and to bring these women and bring them back to life and give them that opportunity. I think it's wonderful.
Well, Pamela knows firsthand, just almost the transformation clothes can make. And it seems like such a simple thing, but you see it day in and day out. I see it day in, day out, how a woman can really elevate her, just her sense of being just through the clothing.
Absolutely.
It's very transformative.
And men can't understand that.
It's a lot of things we can't understand, but we're glad that you guys are supporting the women that can support each other.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. No, and it's just an honor to be a part of it all.
Yeah. Well, and the fashion show is the highlight of our biggest fundraiser. And like I said, it brings in at least a third of my budget. Mm-hmm. And the clothes are the draw. There's, hundreds of women and, men also that will come to Stepping Out in Style because they want to see the clothes. They want to see what's new. Yeah. So it's really fun.
There's some fun designers that put on the runway. Mm-hmm. That they're local. They're local designers. And so that's kind of cool to see too. So
yep. We're all about promoting locally owned women business owners.
So. Okay. Well, Julie, thank you for coming in today. And
thank you.
Pam, again, thank you for letting this be a place where people can save their stories, saving them here at The Secret.
It's really not a secret.
I will invite anyone that wants to come in and sit here and talk about their story any day.
Okay. This is Sean with Saving Stories at The Secret. I'm here with Julie Petr. Julie, how are you doing today?
Just great.
So you're the executive director of a very influential nonprofit that helps women all over the city dress for success. Is that true?
Absolutely. We are part of a global network of affiliates all over the world, and we've been around since 1999 in Indianapolis, so almost 25 years.
And you've been involved for 6 years?
Yep, since 2018.
So give just kind of an overview of what you do to try to help women.
So we really empower women to thrive in business and life by giving them really all the tools that they need to gain living wage employment. So women will come to us for clothing to prepare them for a job interview, but that's really just kind of the tip of the iceberg. We help women with their resumes, with filling out applications. We do mock interviews. We have a success coach on site who helps women if they have barriers that they have to overcome to either keep or get the job. So we really do everything to help women get that job. When they do land it and they feel so confident and look so professional, right, they come back for more clothes to whatever fits the dress code at their new office or workplace. But really where I think the magic happens is with the ongoing professional development. We do a lot of coaching. We provide a lot of assessment testing where we can really work with women through our professional women's group to kind of move them from the any job to the better job to the career job. And that's a long journey. It can take a while. But where we really see impact is moving women into living wage employment so that they can really, achieve the dreams they want professionally and personally. So It's tremendously rewarding.
So I think you'll appreciate what we're doing here. We're saving stories of women for success and also for their families and also multi-generations.
Absolutely.
Like Pam, the owner, we had her mother and her daughter for a 3 at once, telling all the stories of the family. We also had Barbara Boyd, who's on the news forever. But for you, let's kind of back it up a little bit. So where were you born and what was your parents' background?
I was born in Germany, Augsburg, Germany. My dad was in the military. And moved then to Lincoln, Nebraska, which is where my father's family was from. And I grew up in Lincoln, Nebraska. Was there until I finished high school, upon which I moved to Indiana. I had gotten a full ride scholarship at DePauw University in Greencastle, Indiana. Had never even visited the school before I went, which is remarkable because it was quite a distance. Had a fantastic experience there. And after I graduated, I ended up back in Nebraska, where my husband and I got engaged. And he worked for the NCAA, so we moved to Kansas City.
Okay.
And I was in the hotel business. I did catering sales, and then I did
Ritz-Carlton,
sales.
right?
And I was with the Ritz for many years and did that until we moved to Indianapolis when NCAA moved here.
And then you started doing events with NCAA.
Yes, for a couple of years, and I loved it. Probably would have stayed there, but I had a 2 and a 5-year-old and then had twins.
Oh, boy.
So.
Okay. And so we have, the NBA All-Stars coming in town. You told me off camera that you went to an event today that was kind of talking about its effects on the city.
Oh, absolutely. So the economic impact that the NBA All-Star Weekend is going to have for Indianapolis is in the millions and millions of dollars, which is fantastic. I really think the planning committees tried really hard to provide lots of things for the Indianapolis general public that is going to be cost efficient or
Sure.
easy for people to be able to go to. So there'll be activities going on all the way from Thursday through the end of the championship.
Okay.
Very cool for the city.
All right. So before Dress for Success, it was Pass the Torch.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a similar style umbrella nonprofit to help women.
Uh-huh.
Explain the dynamics of Pass the Torch and then how you implemented maybe things from that into helping grow
Sure.
Dress for Success.
And you can even back that up a little bit. I took about 12 years off to be a stay-at-home mom when I had my twins.
Okay.
4 kiddos. My husband traveled a lot. We had no family in Indiana. And I loved being a stay-at-home mom. And I was super involved in the community, very involved with the kiddos' schools, working with volunteers, planning events for the schools. And so when I decided to transition back into the workforce, my first job was with the American Heart Association.
Okay.
And I ran their Go Red for Women campaign, which is all about raising awareness about the number one killer of women in the country, which is, heart disease.
Right.
And we had a huge event every year called Go Red for Women. It was a campaign run for women by women, and absolutely loved that. I did it for 5 years, got to meet some of the very best women executives in the city. And I probably would have stayed there for a long, long time, except I had gotten an opportunity to be the first ED for a startup nonprofit called Pass the Torch for Women.
Okay.
And that was was founded here in Indianapolis. It's still in existence. I'm still very involved with it. It's all about, really elevating women into higher level positions in business and government through mentoring relationships.
Okay.
So did that for many years before Dress for Success.
So how did you get recruited for Dress for Success? How was that transition?
Well, so the women that we worked with, many of them were students that were first in their family to go to college. And many of them were at Ivy Tech, and they were transitioning from, the academic setting into the workforce setting. They were being connected through mentors, really to be connected with senior level people, to give them that social capital that they didn't have access to. And the women got their clothes at Dress for Success.
Okay. So age range of women you help, what type of activities do you have for them? And let's start with that.
So our women range from 16 years of age to 70. And they come from all walks of life. There are women who come to us from, the Julian Center with a domestic abuse situation.
Okay.
There are women coming from homeless shelters. There's women who have come right out of incarceration. But there's certainly women who just had a divorce or a health scare, or they lost a job and they were downsized and they hadn't, had to apply for a job in over a decade. They may not need the clothes, but they have no idea how to set up a LinkedIn profile.
Right.
So really a wide range of circumstances. We serve any woman who's looking to try to get the job or the better job. But that being said, 90% of the women we served in 2022 were under the federal poverty level.
Okay.
And many single moms.
And so where is it? Do you have a particular office location where they come to, or?
Yeah, we're at 820 North Meridian, and we also have the building next door. So we are just 8 blocks from the Circle, right across the street from the Central Library.
So how's it broken down inside the building? What are the departments, and how do people go to this area to help, and how are the volunteers and the workers structured?
So women can get to us either by just going to our website, which is indydfs.org. They can just go in and they can make an appointment that way. Most of our clients, though, come to us through our referral agencies.
Okay.
So,
Who are some of those?
you know, the Julian Center, Goodwill Industries, the Urban League, Recycle Force. I mean, quite a few programs where they're working with women to help them with job readiness. Or let's just use as an example, the Dove Recovery House has women that they're helping with substance abuse. They will have women that have lost their jobs due to their disorder, and now they're trying to find employment.
Okay.
And so a lot of the women get to us through our partner agencies, which is fantastic. They'll come into Dress for Success, and it is like a spa. They're given a beautiful, like, luxurious robe and the little spa slippers. We've got aromatherapy going and music. They're given flowers and cold water and treats. They're greeted by their very own personal shopper, and they're taken back into our boutique, which, just like, you know, the secret ingredient, I mean, the clothes are absolutely gorgeous. And they will receive everything from brand new undergarments, shoes, boots, pants, tops, blazers, purses, portfolios, jewelry, cosmetics. This time of year, winter coats, gloves, hats. And she looks like $1 million before she gets done with the appointment. But every woman who comes through will meet with the career coach,
Okay.
who's going to talk to her about her hopes and dreams with employment and how we can help. And she will also not leave without talking to the success coach, who will talk to her to see if there's anything going on in her life that's going to cause her difficulty to keep or get that job.
Okay.
And then, you know, our success coach, Shirley, who's fantastic, will set up a path to kind of work with the woman to overcome some of those issues. So it's really, really holistic.
So outside the building, what type of events do you partner with, and what type of events do you host around the city throughout the year?
So events are kind of twofold. We have events for the women we serve. And so every single month we will have a meeting or a networking event for the professional women's group.
Okay.
It's a full dinner, it's networking, we bring in a speaker. That's every month, all year long. We also, for the professional women's group, will have a Mother's Day brunch. We're doing 4 or 5 job fairs this year where we bring in employers.
Okay.
We're doing a full one-day women's conference in June that's free to the women we serve and the public. My gosh, we do workshops all year long. We do a full financial literacy series where we help women who have been in generational poverty learn about finances.
Okay.
We do workshops all year. So for the clients, there's activities and events going on constantly.
Those are all, I'm assuming, listed on your website.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's where you really see the ongoing professional development. We also hold events for our donors. We have something called our Pearl Society. These are women who support us financially.
Okay.
And we'll have events for them, 1 or 2 a year, where they learn about the organization and how they can support. And that's a really fun event too. Our biggest event of the year that I'm really proud of, and is how I got so involved with Pamela Ellis, the owner of Secret Ingredient, is Stepping Out in Style. And this is an event that this year will be at the JW Marriott on September 20th. We'll sell out the ballroom, 1,300 people.
Wow.
It's a cocktail party. We've got a wine pull, a bourbon pull. We have a diamond dig where Mark Aronstam from Aronstam Jewelers will bring in 100 pieces of jewelry valued at about $30,000. Each piece of jewelry is associated with a rock that are buried in sand, and the attendees get to dig for diamonds. We will do then a very inspirational program, but the highlight really is the fashion show,
Okay.
where we will highlight community leaders and our clients. And then the clothes that they wear, the fashions, come from fantastic boutiques that are women-owned entrepreneurs like Pamela.
That's great.
It's a fun event. It raises about 1/3 of our budget. Last year, a little over $500,000.
Wow.
So
That's one. So that's great. So let's talk about maybe a couple success stories, or just some things that stand out of some people that have gone through your process.
Well, as far as the women go, I mean, we will have a woman who will come to us completely broken. We had a woman who was in just this week that was living out of her car, and it got confiscated, and she lost everything. Everything she owned was in the car. So walking in with just the clothes off her back, women that come to us in those type of circumstances that are, given the clothes, given the confidence, meeting with the success coach, meeting with the career coach, they gain that employment, and then they move into that professional women's group, and they call themselves the Sisters in Success, where they kind of follow along the path to really go on and get that living wage job, which in Marion County is at least $22 an hour if they have a child. And we've had women that have gone on to start their own businesses. We have published authors. We have women who have bought their first homes. We have women who have just done all sorts of things. One woman has started her own nonprofit. So it's just tremendously impactful. It's a priceless gift, and it impacts not just the woman, but her kiddos and the community at large. So it's tremendously rewarding. I just love it.
So with what I was reading before, with Pass the Torch, it was part of mentoring and connecting by mentoring. Did you do the same thing as they go through the program, and then they have somebody they can call that's their direct mentor moving forward?
So mentoring is so important, especially if you're someone who doesn't have access to social capital. We still partner with Pass the Torch for Women. We had women in our professional women's group that went through the Pass the Torch program. So, and many of the women that go through the Pass the Torch program still continue to get clothes at Dress for Success. But we've also set up our own in-house kind of mentoring program, because we have volunteers that are wellness coaches and financial advisors. And so we may have a woman who's like, I need a financial advisor. I am trying to lose weight and turn my health around. I'd like a fitness coach. So we are now starting to connect some of our volunteers with women to give them some of those very specific types of guidance and support they need.
Okay. So with Secret Ingredient here, what are
My
some
favorite boutique?
Right. What are some aspects of working with Pan and of the boutique that really stand out that you enjoy?
Well, it's interesting with clothing. Our employers, the HR folks that we talk to all the time, they will tell us, yes, professionalism in the workforce has changed since the pandemic. It's different. But employers still want to see that candidates that they're interviewing have made an effort. And people also tell us that candidates that really look professional are more apt to get promoted. And stores like Secret Ingredient, I love the fact that Pam is a woman-owned business owner. Her clothes are fashionable. They are unique. Women can come here to buy clothes. And of course, a lot of the clothes in our Stepping Out in Style fashion show come from the Secret Ingredient.
Right.
And Pam does that all for us at no cost, which is fantastic.
She told me earlier that once they hit, the certain percentage off, that she'll end up donating some of those.
Oh, yeah.
To you
I
guys.
totally forgot to mention that excitement we get at the boutique and career center when the shipment arrives from the Secret Ingredient, and it's all just wonderful, beautiful items that our clients would just love. So it's very exciting when those shipments come.
So what are some future goals for Dress for Success? Things on the horizon? Or things to implement, maybe?
We really want to be the best Dress for Success affiliate in the world. We want to, continue to serve more and more women, but really we want to continue to just up our ante as far as what we can do to provide women to really move into the career job. So I hope we're going to see over 1,000 women this year, which would be fantastic. We want to provide at least 100 women this year with Strength Finder coaching and assessments. That's a very specialized type of assessment that tells women what their strengths are, and then coaches them on how they can articulate that.
Right.
So when they're talking to an employer in an interview or wanting to get a promotion, they can go in and say, you know what, this is what I'm really good at, and this is how I can add value to what we're doing here at work. And it gives them that confidence that they've never had before. So
That's
I think
great.
we'll have at least 100 women that will go through that. We're going to have a lot of women that go through our financial literacy training program.
Right.
And this year we're going to serve we're going to hit the mark where we've served over 19,000 women since we opened our doors 25 years ago.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm sure that a lot of them still support you as well.
Oh, yes. I mean, we have women that have been with us for over 2 decades, over 15 years.
Right.
You know, and they've been around since, many, many years. And they stay involved because they want to mentor the new women, but because they're always trying to elevate their game. They're always trying to propel themselves to the next level.
That's great. And tell the people viewing again what your website is.
It is indiedfs.org.
NDDS.
Yep.
DFS.
It's got all the information about how there's so many ways people can get involved. First and foremost, they can donate clothing. We are seeking, it used to be just, people would think just professional attire, but we're accepting all sorts of things. All the items we accept are on the website, so they can donate clothes. They can volunteer. They can be a personal shopper and come in and help the women pick out their clothes. They could work in the back room. If they're looking for a leadership opportunity, they can join one of my committees. They can certainly support us financially. And there's opportunities to join our Pearl Society.
What's a general dollar amount that is needed to support a woman going through your process?
Oh, gosh. I mean, we do not get any government funding.
Right.
All our funding comes from corporate donors or private individual donors. I'm having to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars just to keep our doors open.
Yeah.
So we will accept any donation, a gift of significance or any donation that individuals would want to do so. To join our Pearl Society, we look for donors that support us at $1,000 or more a year.
Okay.
But we also have something called our Success Circle, which are donations of $100 and $1,000.
Okay.
And then, of course, we accept any gift. We're greatly appreciative of any donation. Clothing donation of time, and financial.
That's great. Well, we're going to host this on indiestories.com, but this will also be on thesecretingredient.us. That's their website.
Okay.
Along with the others. But Julie, I really appreciate you coming in today and telling the story of Dress for Success. I know it's obviously, and how many chapters or how many states or how big is it globally?
Well, it's fluid in that affiliates kind of are always coming on. We had, I think the last time I checked, 147 affiliates. And it is very cool. We've got them all over the world. You can go to France, you can go to Ireland, you can go to Africa, we've got affiliates everywhere. And I think the common thread is that really universally, if you can bring a woman out of poverty and you can give her the tools and resources she needs to really be independent, again, you're bringing up the whole community. And there's not one community practically anywhere in the world that's not dealing with a population that's underserved, that needs a leg up and an arm up. So.
Okay, well, that's great.